So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
We are back, and as you can see, we are back with the people who matter the most, and that's me and Courtney.
The only
Ron's
ones
not
that
here
matter.
again
Yep.
because, again, who needs them? Who needs them? Nobody needs them. I don't need them. Do you need them?
No,
I
no,
don't think anybody needs them.
I don't.
So nobody needs them.
Mm-mm.
And here we are. This is
Exactly.
episode
7.
7. We never know, y'all, but I know the name of it this time, and it's Burial. That is the title.
Mm-hmm.
Some things happened. Courtney's here though, just in case you guys didn't see her over there. She says hi. And what were your general impressions of
Hello,
this here
I'm here.
episode, ma'am?
I'm correct as always. I know it's happening. Why do people root for Shauna is my takeaway. She's not a good person. I mean, no one here is a good person, but I think like Shauna is like the most not good person. And yeah, a lot of all of these people need some kind of psychiatric diagnosis of some sort. Is my takeaway.
I agree, 1,000%.
More so than ever. More so than ever.
Because I just don't.
You're not mentally well.
Okay, so I guess the biggest takeaway for me was that we started out and it just everybody's together, which is cool. Like, you're glad that they're together, but then at the same time, they've been telling us repeatedly that something about them being together, something drawing them together is ominous. So maybe they shouldn't all be together. That's first and foremost.
Really
but
let's be real.
Jumping into the episode, though, it starts out with the slowed version of the intro, which I thought was fitting this time. Change it back because I like the old, but it fit. It started off with a real dark tone, and although the snow is melting and things seem to be getting better, there was still this very sorrowful tone about the whole
Somber.
everybody. Yeah, because we're still sad about the baby. Coach gets a phone call, and everybody, of course, is like, he's still hallucinating. That is not a secret at all. But it was still jarring to hear the phone ring because I'm thinking, wait, there's no phone. What is going on? And Coach Man is talking to his paramour. I don't know his name. I know they've said his name before. I can't remember what his name is. But
I'm gonna be honest.
He's pretty much telling him. Yeah, he's telling him that, your time is running out. You didn't think you could stay here forever, and all of these things. I, of course, took that as Coach because it has to be Coach. Of course, it's his projection, just like Jackie and Shauna. But of course, I took that as Coach is dying, and we've been saying that for the last 4 or 5 episodes. But he's been dying for the last 4 or 5 episodes. It is what it is. But I think this is really it. The only thing that kind of surprised me was the fact that he was going to do it himself. Did that threat? I thought he was just going to.
It makes
it was
sense
just telling us he starved to death. Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, at least he'd have some autonomy in some way. But I'm like, no, they're going to make his death a little more cruel than that. So I was surprised that he didn't do it. Not surprised that he didn't do it, but.
Well, kind of go into about why he didn't do it. So we're going to jump around, y'all, as usual, because, that's how we do. But Misty was the one who actually stopped him. And I think she is a psychopath. I think there's no question about whether she's or not.
Nuts.
I think she is.
Are you joking? Like, she's like this
like,
was
seriously,
crazy.
That's just, that could almost be if
I think
we were popular clinical diagnosis. Go ahead.
Right. But I was just want to say, like, even like the bird's name being Caligula, because I wasn't here like last season. Like, Caligula is like a Roman emperor who's known for being like batshit. Like, this dude was nuts. Like, probably one of the craziest emperors. So like that just kind of points. And he just was also like very like kind of like out there. So like it's just very telling that her bird would, because I'm like Caligula as a bird's name.
Yeah. And you chose it. Like, this is what you decided to do. Yeah. You made the decision to name the bird this, by the way. Like, this was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
This was a very, what's the word I want to say? You decided to, that's what I'm saying. You made this choice. You said, oh, okay, I am going to make this choice to name my bird after this crazy person. Whatever.
Horrible person, right?
She is so fake, by the way, Misty. Like,
she's awful.
She caught wind of her teammates telling her, talking about her, about how after all this time and after the snow, you would think that she would go and try to find her friend Crystal, who got lost in the storm and all that good stuff. So then she turns into actress Misty, who also was helped to come out by Crystal, may I add. And then she decides she wants to go and search for her. She gets creeped out, though, when she hears her teammates talking about possibly eating her once they do find her. That was a little surprising, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they wanted to eat her, but that she was so, I guess, repulsed by it, maybe. Like, I'm not going to let them eat you.
I was a little shocked by that.
Yeah, because I'm like, well,
it's like, really?
I hate to say it.
Like now?
That's too far. It's too far,
now
Courtney.
It's too far?
Look, I lied about how you died, but I'm not gonna let them eat you, okay? That's not gonna happen. They brought up
here.
I got some, okay? It's a little bit, but it's there. Shauna mentioned was talking to Misty, and Misty kind of, was like, well, you're the one that killed Adam and all of these things. And Shauna's like, well, he attacked me. I'm like, girl, he did not attack you. Here. You're such a liar. And I think she's just trying to, of course, settle within herself, or she's trying to make herself better than who she is, because they obviously did some really, really terrible things while they were in the wilderness. But she's trying to make it seem like there was a point of it all, especially with Adam. But it wasn't. You killed Adam because you got scared. I give you that, but he didn't attack you.
Right.
That's not a thing that happened.
Let's not rewrite the narrative,
please.
Like, they're all getting on my nerves. They're all getting on my nerves.
Everybody at this point, except I think Van is the only one that I'm kind of okay with. Kind of. Now, what did you think was going to happen when Misty got into that sensory deprivation chamber tank thingy?
Something insane, I know that. Just not what we saw. I honestly, I saw that was like a little bit split on. I enjoyed it. I was like, okay. It kind of was giving, like, I don't know if you've seen Stranger Things. It was kind of, I was like, is this gonna be like an 11 thing where she like sees this monster and then we see Caligula? But you know what? Isn't she like super into Broadway?
Mm-hmm.
That makes so much sense. That makes now. But like, I feel like if you could look at any like teenager that's in drama club's mind, like that's what you would see.
And again, Crystal kind of helps her see that side of herself, which is also very sad. I'm really sad about Crystal. Like, I really am.
Me too. All the people that aren't insufferable or going or gone.
Bless their hearts. I don't.
It's true.
They really are. Let's get into Nat a little bit, because I don't really have a lot to say about her. I saw a theory that maybe she's being microdosed, which is why she's different. It's not necessarily the therapy that's helping her, but they think she's being drugged. Thoughts?
I would think. Actually, I could buy that. I think you could
I wouldn't put it past Lottie. That's my point. Like, I could totally see Lottie doing that.
Especially Lottie. Like,
speaking of Lottie, You had a theory last week.
Yeah, like.
What was your theory?
That the therapist was fake.
And what happened?
Today, and it's the antler person. So yeah, I said, I noticed because again, those are not things therapists would say, and they were always wearing the same color, and it would always represent something. So
I thought it was a very good catch. You did good. You did good because I didn't see it.
Therapy training.
Probably so.
That's not a real therapist. You're not one
and she's
of
not
us.
She's just
you're not one of us.
So everybody's projecting, but does that, okay, so
everyone needs
my
help.
question is Lottie projecting like Coach was projecting and making it his lover, and Shauna projecting and making it Jackie, or does Lottie have another one like Taissa does and her other one is the
I think it's another one. Okay. Personally.
Okay.
But I think it's something that she has to let in. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like she's giving in at this point.
Like Ty.
That's what I would say. Yeah, exactly.
And she's trying to convince Ty that her other one is not a bad thing. She's like, you should allow her. She wants to live with you. You should allow her.
Imagine, like, why else would she say that?
This is getting scary. So are they linked in some way, or do they just have the same condition? I guess I should say.
I think it's from something in the forest. Remember, I think that like we've gone to some supernatural routes. So I think that something to do with that forest is what I think. That's the connection. So I think that maybe some people are more vulnerable to it. You know, like how like in like the things that we don't watch because we don't buy that kind of stuff, like the people like the demon possession type stuff, like you have to be in like a certain state to where you're more vulnerable to it. Like that's what I would buy. Like you're more vulnerable to this. I wouldn't say like possession necessarily, but influence.
Okay. Kind of like you have to believe in it for it to kind of like take over, almost like
you have to buy into it.
Yeah, like I would always say like some religions or
I was gonna say like a cult.
Yeah.
Like more like a cult. Like a cult's not gonna bother you if you don't buy into it. You know what I mean?
You gotta believe in it because it's like you have to follow the rules. And if you believe in whatever it is, then it works both ways for the
and then
protection
once you're
and
sucked in, that's when it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to get out once you're sucked in.
Yeah. Okay.
And guess it's like, and then again, it's probably like one of those things where you drag in someone that you know.
Yeah, and she's dragged in. That's 4 of them, right?
It's like a multi-level marketing scheme, but make it demons and ghosts.
Make it demons, yeah. So we talked about Ben and Caligula. Simone is Simone still in the hospital? I'm assuming she is because it's only been like 3 days, right? If that long.
Yeah, I think she's still in the hospital.
I don't know where Sam is. Hopefully he's with family. I don't know. I'm assuming somebody went to pick him up from school. Yeah.
Experiencing peace.
Yeah, bless his heart. I don't know where the dog is either.
Maybe at a real therapist's office. Maybe the dog is in therapy too.
Or back to wherever he came from. So Van and Ty connected because they love each other. It's very obvious. Like they were trauma bonded first, of course, but they love each other. And Van is dying. I should have caught it, and I'm sad that I didn't.
I know. I was like, because especially when we go back to the oxycodone, because I think we had a conversation of them like they don't prescribe that. And I think if you roll back the tapes, I say usually they only prescribe you endless oxycodone if you're dying. And it didn't click.
It didn't click because
it didn't click.
Well, it didn't click because she lied and said it was for her mom.
Mm-hmm. So I think we were like, oh, mom must be dying. Because like I said, they really just on a medical perspective, like pain addiction or addiction medicine is not going to get involved because we don't have to worry about you getting addicted if you're if you're dying. You know what I mean? Like, addiction's not the concern. We just want you to be comfortable. Mm-hmm. So, and especially at that dosage, like that dosage is kind of high. So I'm like, okay, someone's dying.
And she's got months.
Because you're just going to be in a zombified state. She's got what?
Yeah. Months. She's only got a few months.
Yeah. She's got a few months. I think she said 2 to 3 months. Mm-hmm. I should have seen it. I can't believe we didn't see it.
I think we wanted to. Yeah.
You know why? Because Ron was on the episode. Ron was on the episode with us, and it kind of was. It was messing up our ESP. That's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
See, that's why it's the Courtney and Dee show.
And it's gonna always be. I think we might, just so y'all know,
when he's not on,
we might kick him out.
Right when he's not on, yeah, we might kick him out because we're able to predict everything that happens.
So we might kick him out. Just know.
Let's vote.
We might.
Let's vote. And if you vote for him to stay, you get blocked.
Oh, well, yeah, easy. Put it in the comments. Don't get blocked. Now. There was a moment when Shauna lost it and she's angry. This is young Shauna.
She went off.
Angry and she's mad.
She's got hands.
She hit Misty first, right?
Yeah.
She hit Misty first. And Lottie says, you have a lot you need to get out. So get it out. And she beat this girl's ass for a good 2 minutes. That's a long time to punch somebody. And now 2 minutes doesn't seem very long.
I thought, but I was I know she doesn't die. I'm like, I know she obviously doesn't die, but I'm like, if I didn't know the future, I'm like, oh, she's about to die.
She's about to kill her. We're gonna start now, and I'll let y'all know when the 2 minutes is up. Just to say, keep that in mind. But she's just going at it, and she's not giving in, not giving up, and everybody's just allowing it. Now, I understand what they were trying to do. I get it, I promise, but that was a lot.
Yeah, honestly, and here's my thing: if you're gonna have to do it, do it to like a dead animal or something. That way, you're at least tenderizing the meat. Well, I guess at this point, the meat is meat. I didn't even intend to go there.
I was gonna say, if we didn't know any better, she could have been tenderizing.
She could have been tenderizing that meat.
She just survived. Oh my God! It wasn't supposed to go there, y'all. We're sorry.
She just didn't make it.
But here we are.
Sorry.
Okay. Here we are. Okay, but
sometimes
she
you
did
get the lobsters from Walmart and you free them. I don't know.
Every now and again, okay, but they got her. So, they've done this, and she's beat her, and I guess she's better. But she goes outside. When she puts her hands in the snow, it looks like her demeanor has changed. It looks like something has taken over her. And I think that's them showing us that they have gone to this primal beast, angry.
It's like Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies.
Lord of Flies. It's exactly like Lord of the Flies. Lord of Fries. You're Lord of the Fries.
Literally but girls. I'm Lord of the Fries right now. But no, it's like but girls. So but girl bossing.
But it's literally like that. That's a very good comparison, because it went from some sense of democracy almost to just, I feel like it's about to go to just anarchy. And I think this is where the cards
goes like batshit insane.
Mm-hmm. This is where the cards, I think, will come in, like the Queen of Hearts or whatever, and then they'll decide who they need to sacrifice.
Yeah, in episode 8, that's the preview.
Okay, by the way, that was 2 minutes. Just so y'all know.
Yeah, that's
just
how long.
That's how long she got to
That's a lot of tenderizing.
That's a lot of tenderizing.
Tenderizing.
Yeah, so Adam, speaking of, while everybody's on their retreat and the girls are having a good time, and the parallel I thought was cool, on the younger side, they were relieved that the snow had stopped. In the present timeline, they were elated and excited that it started to snow. So it shows, the two sides of these women. And to also add to that, it started to snow. And right at that moment is when Shauna got a call from Jeff saying, oh, by the way, they found Jeff's body. Or, sorry, his remains.
She just didn't do a good job. They didn't do a good job.
Because if I remember correctly, I know you watched it more recently than me. They did something like maybe they incinerated his head and buried his torso or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. And you can still get DNA that way.
I didn't understand why they just didn't. But I mean, I guess in the grand scheme.
Okay, I don't want to get gruesome. Let me not get gruesome. But so the human body's kind of hard to burn completely, which is why you have to do cremation services. So I'm assuming if they did this in an amateur way, the DNA is still very salvageable. The only way it's not is if you do an incineration chamber. So I'm willing to bet they just were I bet they just did it in a very amateur way.
So what do you think is next then? Because they have to go home. They have to. They can't just stay at the ranch. Once they go home, what happens then? I guess, okay.
Well, so we got to see what happens to the ranch first.
I was going to say, let me start with the beginning. Okay. What do we think about Charlotte now? We know at this point, she's just not talking. She's not getting help. So what's going to happen? And I want to add, she did mention that it always comes back out. She's through disease or anger or lust or whatever else, it comes out. So her manifesting it was her talking to this therapist / antler queen. Is she gonna be, I can't say okay. Of course she's not gonna be okay. But what's gonna happen? Are they gonna start killing people again? What happens next?
That's what I'm thinking. I really think so. I think we're going to the next level of this cult, whatever it is. I think sacrifice is going to be made.
Do they all join?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'm
what's going to happen
if I'm one of these women, I never would have fucking done. I'm are you fucking joking? No.
I've had enough of y'all.
Done this.
What is going to happen with Misty's boyfriend?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I feel like
because she's
disposable to her.
But she's kind of leaning in, though. I think
everyone
likes him.
is. She does, but I still think at the end of the day, I think one thing that we've learned from Misty is everyone is disposable to her.
Clearly. I will say though, I did not like what she was saying about what she would do to Coach. That she lie about him being a pedophile and trying to
she's a horrible
do all of that
person.
But I get why she was doing it. She did not want him to kill himself.
Yeah.
But in her defense, I honestly think that's what it was.
Reason, yeah.
And I still think she would have done it.
I don't want another body on my hands.
But how could you ask her to punch you though?
She said that. But she said, I don't want another body on my hands.
You think he's gonna remember that?
No.
When he does his reflection, he's gonna be like, wait a minute, what did she mean?
I think she knows he's gonna die. I just don't think she wanted it done on her watch.
Well, she still has a crush on him too, so there's that. True. Which is weird, yeah.
He's gonna die.
But yeah. Do you think it's next episode? There's only 2 episodes left. Do you think he dies this season?
He is. Easily. There's no way he makes
I think it would be weird for him not to die because they've been leading up to it almost the whole season. Yeah, the whole time.
I will call that it's oh God, you know how I like to visualize. So this is what I would think. At the end of next episode, we might see who this sacrifice is going to be. And then around the same time and the flashback, that's when he dies, is when whoever sacrifice is made or big revealing whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I am interested to see.
Maybe he was sacrificed.
I can't believe it.
Maybe he was sacrificed then. He could have.
Well, next episode is called "It Chooses," so I think you're right. It's definitely going to be a sacrifice.
And here's the thing. I bet they do eat him. We've been alluding to it. And even she's like, we're going to eat you if you die. And he's like, I don't care.
Whatever. He's gonna get eaten. Please do.
So because they would. I wonder if they're going to eat somebody in present day.
Oh no.
Just think about it. I know, but think about it.
Oh gosh, but I mean, I can't put it past them. Of course they could. I just don't want them to.
There has to be some ritual aspect to this.
Oh my gosh. They very well could eat somebody. Because we have to go back to remember Charlotte, when she cut her hand, she said, let this be enough, or please let this be enough. And if that's not enough blood, then yeah.
But somebody. Who do we think could be sacrificed? Who do we think?
Maybe just somebody from the cult, the young lady, maybe the one that Nat likes. Maybe her, because they've brought her to it. They keep showing her.
I feel like they're gonna try to shock us.
You think it'll be one of the Yellowjackets?
I don't know who's. Yeah, I don't know whose story. I don't think any of their storylines are at the point, are they? I don't see anyone's storylines, because that's how you can kind of tell who might die, is if there's nothing else for them in the storyline.
Man,
that's like my Game of Thrones. Lynn, you're right.
I hope not, but.
And who did we say that was like the least insufferable?
Van. Let's pray for Van. Everybody pray for Van. Please. Everybody.
I can so
and pray for Van. Oh, we'll see. Well, we will see if we were right about this and other things next week. Same bat time. Same bat channel. Thank you for watching and listening. You have any closing thoughts, Courtney?
I don't, other than, I work at a hospital and I watch this show to feel normalcy.
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, until next time.